Welcome to Northsid TV. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications for more videos.
The need to fight the coronavirus pandemic wreaking havoc globally and in Nigeria is a call to duty by ensuring that all hands are on deck to contain the pandemic so as to save humanity, as millions of people have contracted the virus globally, with many deaths recorded. Government and health officials rolled out several measures to contain the spread of the virus, one of which is the disinfection and fumigation of public places. In a bid to support various efforts at containing the virus from causing more damage to humanity, the House of Oduduwa, ably led by His Imperial Majesty, the Arole Odua, Olofin Ademula and spiritual father of Yoruba land, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enito Adiyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II, to initiate the innovation of motorized modular fumigators with the help of a team of young, vibrant youth for fumigating purpose so as to help fight the COVID-19.
We began with a mere deliberation with a group of youths in trying to look at how we can come up with innovation in a positive way of this COVID-19 pandemic. We set up a team to start to think positively on how we can get the best out of this global pandemic, to basically look at a simple technology to convert liquid to fog. Because we look at this country of ours, Nigeria, the way and manner fumigation is being done, it has actually become a global mockery. What is being done in the Western world compared to what we are doing. To the glory of God, we came up with the solution of making it very functional, making it to be a modular initiative, and the fumigation is now airborne. You can see yourself that we can easily convert the liquid components into fog so that it can easily become droplets, and the air can actually be fumigated and it will drop to the land and it will achieve dual purpose.
Olofin Ademula said the modular fabricators were donated to State of the Federation as part of his contribution to the eradication of the coronavirus in the country.
We have now decided to give it for free to all the 36 states of this country. And we will start from the state of Osun, then graduate it to every state that have that attack and this issue of COVID-19.
On his part, the head of the youth, led by Victor Badejobi, explained that the locally fabricated motorized modular fumigators was born out of necessity.
What it actually takes to put this motorized fumigator together was actually looking inwards. As a matter of fact, we are all taken by surprise by the recent ravaging of the coronavirus epidemic around the world, and the need to look inwards actually came upon us all of a sudden, because by now we should be thinking of importing fumigators and a lot of other things from outside the country, but unfortunately the epidemic is so peculiar that we have been cut away from the rest of the world in some certain stance, and we stand to actually look at what we are able to put together to actually save ourselves in this present moment. So instead of us looking at international donors and international help, we actually put ourselves together as a team of youths, the encouragement of His Imperial Majesty, to actually rise up to the challenge of actually fumigating and combating the epidemic in our own little way.
On the 24th of April 2020, His Imperial Majesty the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi, walked the talk by flagging off the donation of the locally fabricated motorized modular fumigators and the drone fumigator sprinkler to the state of Osun to help combat the spread of COVID-19. He said the donation was born out of his desire to see to the end of the coronavirus pandemic. The Osun State Governor, Boyega Oyetola, stated that the donation is coming at a time when the state and the world need support and solution to contain the virus, commending the Ooni for his creativity.
This is a very creative way of dealing with the kind of solution in terms of prevention, in terms of after COVID-19. So I must thank His Imperial Majesty for thinking that this is the best time to come and assist us in our state, and thinking about assisting the entire nation. The creativity is something that is worthy of commendation, and for thinking that charity must begin from home, we must appreciate him. We thank him most sincerely for this opportunity, and we want to assure him that we're going to make use of it as demanded.
The train of distribution later moved to the government house, Agodi Ibadan, Oyo State, where the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, praised the Arole Odua for looking inwards to produce the modular fumigators based on his knowledge and business background, which he has converted to help saving lives from the novel coronavirus.
Kabiyesi came from an enlightened background, from the business background, so he understands how economies, how they work, and the multiplier effect, of things like this. So I'm not surprised at all. We're glad to receive Kabiyesi at the government house here, and the fumigator that they've just presented to us, we're glad, because it will assist us in the fight against COVID-19.
Oba Ogunwusi promised to continuously contribute his quota towards helping people using his bank of knowledge to save humanity, just like the innovation of the modular fumigators.
Coronavirus knows nobody. It's a leveler, and we should all come together to fight it. From my business background, before I became the king, I have a fabricating yard, and we came up with a technology of converting liquid to fog, and it's very uncommon in Nigeria, the way we fumigate. So we decided to make it 100% homegrown modular fumigators.
The next port of call was the state of excellence, which has recorded large number of the COVID-19 patients. His Imperial Majesty said Lagos State, being the epicenter of the pandemic in the country, deserves all the necessary support to fight the virus wreaking havoc globally and in Nigeria. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, appreciated the Ooni of Ife for the donation and for being a pillar of support who has helped in educating the people not only on the presence of the pandemic as a reality and not a myth.
Even if being a global pandemic, we can also look inward and look for a local solution. And you've taken upon yourself to that, whilst they are not going to sit back and just either criticize or moan or groan, that you want to actually give back and encourage, especially our local industry and the local economy, to be very creative and see what kind of local solutions can you bring about. I want to commend you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your thought process. And I want to thank you for using your office and your institution as an arm for us, for our people to know and to appreciate that what we're going through is real, and we're believing that we'll solve this, all of us together, very, very soon. Thank you very much, Royal Imperial Majesty. Thank you, sir.
The spiritual father of the Yoruba land did not rest on his laurels to stem the tide of the virus as he continued with the journey to save lives when he was received by the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dakpo Abiodun, at the Arcade Grand, Okemoso, Abeokuta. He stated that the donation of the 2 motorized modular fumigators and a drone fumigator sprinkler was geared towards his readiness to protecting the Yoruba race against the deadly virus.
So let us start thinking inwardly how we can better the lot of everybody, how we can promote our own. If we don't promote our own, nobody will promote anything for us. It's very important that we see how to advance this technology by virtue of advancing this technology, because after coronavirus, the world will never be the same again. Everybody will continue to live in fear. Everybody will be much more hygienic. Everybody will be very, very conscious of their environment.
Governor Abiodun eulogized the Arole Oodua for deeming it fate as a first-class Oba to empower the local economy through the motorized modular fumigator, which is novel for tackling the virus.
And the good people of this state and the entire people of Yoruba land will continue to be very proud of you. You today have come to support us in this rather difficult period of history. We are aware that something like this had happened in other lifetimes when there was a previous pandemic.
The Sunshine State was next as the state governor, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, could not hide his joy when he received the motorized modular fumigators and a drone sprinkler from the Ooni of Ife.
I want to thank you, sir. We are very, very appreciative of this, sir.
Akeredolu explained that his drive to end the spread of the COVID-19 is unwavering, promising to procure more of the motorized fumigators for the use of the state.
So they come more, but we'll get to it so I can buy more. It's a wonderful thing. Later, I didn't say tell it. I will keg is and lo sprayer. Because for ile ya juice ile if it over day or do this sprayer my day.
The monarch stated that the reality of the COVID-19 has brought the need to combat the novel virus, everything necessary.
In Nigeria, we must use what we have to get what we want.
The journey to the southwest state came to an end when the entourage of the Ooni donated more modular fumigators to the Ekiti state government. Ooni of Ife informed that the current health situation across the world and the country needed concerted effort, which must not be handled with kid gloves.
We will meet our social status. We know that what is key for this is social distance. But people tend to forget easily. But if they forget easily, there might be another outbreak. We don't want it. And that's the reason why we're thinking ahead. So things like this should be manufactured in multiples. And before any gathering, it should be done. After gathering, it should be done. So it's still useful now and forever because the world will never be the same again. We are more particular about hygiene. But what is critical is our leaders will look inward. They will look inward how to better the economy now. That is not our role. Our role is to support them as traditional rulers, and we are supporting them. But for us, going forward, this is very important. It's as good as necessity as food.
The Arole Oodua, Olofin Adebula and spiritual father of Yoruba land, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi, admonished well-meaning Nigerians to come up with innovations to fight the pandemic to a standstill and keep to laid down directives and protocol by government and health officials, promising that other states and the FCT will benefit from the donation.